This is lesson 7.3b. We are going to be finding the area of a kite. A kite is a quadrilateral, which is a four-sided figure with two pairs of adjacent sides that are equal in length. So when we talk about geometry, adjacent means that they have a common vertex and a common side. So looking at this kite, a common vertex would be this vertex right here. Remember, it's the point where two lines meet. So adjacent sides that would be equal in length are these two sides that I just made in red. And if I look at the vertex up top, adjacent sides would be these two lines that I'm making in green. So this is a kite because there are two pairs of adjacent sides that are equal in length. Now, like with trapezoids, with kites, we are going to break down this shape or decompose this shape into other shapes that we know the area formula of. Well, we know the area formula of a triangle. What's the area formula of a triangle? Area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So we are going to have to try and break down this kite into at least two triangles. Now, there's more than one way to solve this question. So try and choose the way that you think makes the most sense. To me, I'm going to split this down the middle. And then I have a triangle on my left. Let's call it the pink triangle. And I'll make a triangle on the right. And I know that I can find the base and the height of this triangle because I have that right angle box there, which tells me that I have a base and I have a height. So my base would be this length in the middle. What is that whole length? Well, the whole length is this 30 here. 30 is going to be my base. And then what is the height of one of these triangles? The height of one triangle is going to be 10. So then 10 is our height. So let's plug in that information into our formula. So we said the base was 30 times our height, which is 10, divided by 2. So the area is 300 divided by 2, which would be 150 centimeters squared. So we just found the area of one triangle. We're going to write that area, 150, inside the triangle and circle it. Now, I'm thinking to myself, are these triangles the same size? Do they have the same base? Let's look. Well, I see a base of 30. Yes, they have the same base. They share a base in the middle. Now, what about a height? Do they have the same height? Well, a height of 10 and a height of 10. So here we only had to do one area formula. If the area on the left is 150, the area on the right is going to be 150. So I want to find the area of the whole kite. What am I going to do with those two areas of the triangles? I'm going to have to add them. 150 plus 150 is going to equal 300 centimeters squared. So let's write that number up top. And now we're going to do the, not 150, it was 300 centimeters squared. Now we're going to do this problem again. If you already solved the problem once, you don't have to do the work again on your paper. If you didn't show all of your work before, you should do it this time because you should be showing all of your work. So I just want to show you that we can break this triangle down differently and still get the same answer. So another way that maybe we would break this down is if this line would be our base. So what is the length of that whole blue line? Well, I would have 10 and 10. Well, 10 plus 10 is 20 centimeters. So my base would be 20 centimeters. Now, let's see if I make an orange triangle here. What would be the height of that orange triangle? The height would be 5. So I would have to find the area of a triangle, my orange triangle there, using the base of 20, and the height of 5. So let's plug in what we know. We know 20 times 5 divided by 2 is going to be our area formula. So the area of that orange triangle is going to be 50 centimeters squared. So I'm going to write it inside that triangle, 150 centimeters squared. Make sure you can read it. $150 is that top triangle. Now let's find the area of the bottom triangle. Let's make it purple. So what is the base of this bottom triangle? The base is still going to be 20. And what is the height of the bottom triangle? Now this is a little different because we're just measuring from the base down. So the base is going to be 25. I'm sorry, the height is going to be 25. So now we're finding the area of our purple triangle. Area of our triangle is going to be base times height divided by 2. So what is the area of that purple triangle? You should have 25 times 20, or 20 times 25. I did the wrong order there. Divided by 2, you should get 250 centimeters squared. Write it inside. So this whole purple triangle is 250. So now how do I find the area of that kite? I'm going to add the area of those two triangles. So 250 plus, hold on, I should have only had a 50 in there, because the area of that orange triangle was 50. So 250 plus 50 will equal 300 centimeters squared. So we could solve that area of a kite problem at least two ways. We could have also broken it down into 4 triangles, and then we would have been finding 4 areas. But these were 2 ways to solve it. Okay, here we have another kite. So we are going to break this kite down into 2 triangles. So you probably either see a top triangle and a bottom triangle. Those triangles are going to have the same area. So if you see this as a top triangle and a bottom triangle, and you see that they are the same size, you're only going to have to find one area. Or you can do the triangle on the left and the triangle on the right. And although they will have the same base, I can already see that they would have different heights. So I would have to do 2 areas. So if I'm looking at this, I'm going to do the problem the way that I see 2 triangles that are the same size. That way I only have to find one area. Okay, so let's find the area of this green triangle. Area formula goes on your page first. Area of a triangle equals base times height divided by 2. What is the base of this green triangle? Remember, you are always looking for that little square. That little square is going to help you find the base and the height, because the height is coming down to the base and forming a perpendicular angle. But don't get fooled here, because look, from this point on the left to the base is 4 inches. To the height is 4 inches. And then from the height to the vertex on the right is 6 inches. The whole distance of the base is 10 inches. So 10 would be our base that we're going to plug in. What's the height here? From the base, straight line up, the height would be 3. So we would have 10 times 3 divided by 2. The area of that green triangle would be 15 inches squared. Write it inside the shape. 15, circle it. 15, circle it. I know that those 2 triangles are the same size. This bottom triangle would have the same base of 10, the same height of 3. So to find the area of that kite, I add 15 plus 15, My answer is 30 inches squared. 30 inches squared is the area of that kite.